Hi there, it's Alyssa from Domestic Heights. So I want to show you how to do knockout text in Crooked Design Space today. And we're going to do this over a floral graphic that I have already uploaded. This one is available for free in my resource library if you're interested in doing the same thing. But I've already uploaded it and it's ready to go. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create our text. So I want to create just any name. If your name is Melissa, then thank you for letting me borrow your name. So I find the connected calligraphy cursive writing to look good for knockout fonts, and so that's what I use. I'm using the one called Babbitt. Um, First thing you want to do is you want to decrease the spacing such that all the letters are touching, or at least it looks good. So I think that looks pretty good. So we're just going to resize ever so slightly here. So once you've changed the spacing and resized it to fit your graphic, what we're gonna do is we're gonna flatten it so that it thinks it's a print and cut image. So we're gonna flatten this, and then we're gonna hide everything else that's on this canvas, such that when we go to make it, you have the option to print your text. So we're going to continue and then send to printer. And we're going to, it's set to add bleed. So what add bleed does is it adds a little extra ink around the outline of whatever it is graphic that you have or text. And so you want to set it to add bleed. Now, in previous versions of Crooked Design Space, you could actually just save this image, right click and save this image, but things have changed. So you will now have to just take a screenshot in which you want to do control print screen, control or command, depending on if you have a PC or a Mac. And then you want to open up any editor that you have on your computer. So common ones include I'm gonna use Paint, which comes with every PC. I'm sure there's an equivalent on Mac. You can also use Google Docs, Microsoft Office products. So any of those work. So you just want to yeah. You just want to save. So you just want to copy. So Control Command plus print screen, and then you get to your editor and you do Control V. So after you done Control V, we want to crop this in that editor. We're going to crop it so that all you see is white around the text. Okay. So after you've cropped it, then you want to save this as there's a number of options. You can save it as a JPEG, you can save it as a bitmap file, you can save it as a PNG. Those are probably the most common ones that are accepted by Cricut. So I already saved it. So I'm going to go back to Cricut and we're going to exit out of all of this. And after you save the file, obviously remember where you saved it to and what the name of it was. We're going to re-upload this, the image, the bitmap or JPEG that you just saved. And you're going to see it's going to recognize that it is not a SVG vector file. And so it's going to give you this particular interface. It doesn't actually really matter if you do simple, moderate, or complex. I'll just do complex for this particular example. And then you want to use the select and erase tool here and click on the background. So you want to click on everything until you see the little checkered background. which is saying it's been cut out, it's transparent. All you're left with is the outline of this text. So after you cut out the background, then you have an option to save it as a print and cut image or just as a cut image, and we want to choose save as a cut image. So then you want to insert this image, and then this will be a fatter outline of your base text, and this is what you're going to use to slice with. So if for some reason you have an extra little piece hanging like you have here, it's not really a problem. You can just slice it off. So select the two, slice. So resize your outline appropriately. Normally it would be sized the correct size, except I use a slightly different file, so it looks slightly different. But so after you've sized appropriately, placed it over your graphic, then select both items, and we're gonna hit slice once again. And then at this point, all you want to do is keep this outer shell outline with the cutout. And that is this one right here. So I want to just hide everything else. Okay, and that's it. And depending on how you want to make this, you can make the outline and then the text on top, or you can just do the cutout. Or if you want, you didn't actually have to do any of this. You can just layer everything together. Obviously, that it depends on what kind of graphic you have in the background. But in this particular case, I would do the cutout and then I place the text on top and just make it like that.